is hearing a case concerning the right to protest and its limitations concerning public order and national security. The case arises from a petition filed by civil rights activists challenging restrictions imposed on mass gatherings under the guise of maintaining public order. The petitioners argue that peaceful protest is a fundamental right under Article 19(1)(a) and 19(1)(b) of the Constitution, which guarantee freedom of speech and the right to assemble peacefully. The petitioners cite Ramlila Maidan incident versus Home Secretary, Union of India 2012, where the court held that restrictions on protests must be reasonable and proportionate. They contend that indefinite prohibitory orders under Section 144 of the Code of Criminal Procedure (CRPC) are often misused to prevent democratic dissent. They also argue that the excessive use of police force against protesters violates Article 21, which guarantees the right to life and personal liberty. Conversely, the government argues that restrictions on protests are necessary to prevent disruptions to public life and potential law and order situations. The Solicitor General submits that while peaceful protests are a constitutional right, they cannot infringe upon the rights of others. The government cites the Shaheen Bagh protest case 2020, where the Supreme Court held that protests should not indefinitely occupy public spaces and inconvenience the general public. During the hearings, the Supreme Court considers whether blanket bans on protests can be justified under the constitutional framework. The bench questions whether alternative mechanisms such as designated protest zones could balance the right to dissent with public order concerns. In an interim ruling, the court directs state governments to ensure that protest regulations comply with the constitutional principles and do not arbitrarily infringe upon fundamental rights. The final verdict is expected to set important precedents regarding the permissible limits of protest in a democratic society. Sahil padho.
Yes, sir. The Supreme Court is hearing the case concerning right to protest and its limitation concerning public order and national security. Full stop. The case arises from petition filed by civil right activist challenging restriction against